Loading this up real quick. Let's pull up my chart. So, all right, looking over here, our first entry is at 629. It's gonna be right before market open, so obviously not one that I'm personally looking to get into. If you guys want to get into it though, feel free. It's gonna be you guys can see over here, it has a 58.82% probability of it winning. It's going to be against momentum, so it's likely to be a buy signal over here or a buy entry. So right here, it's against momentum, 58.82% probability of it winning for either direction, 70% probability for buys, and it's won 3 out of the 3 recent Wednesdays. So if you guys want to take this entry here, I mean, it looks like a pretty decent entry. The only problem is that it's right at open, so you're obviously going to run into some issues there with market manipulation. But I mean, overall, it looks like it could be a good trade. So if you guys want to take this trade at 629, it's going to be right there. It's going to come up in the next basically 2 minutes. But yeah, that's the first setup for today. As you guys can see, the algo is adapting to the market. It's learning the market as we progress. Prior, we were taking a lot of the entries at 6 o'clock. No longer the case, right? 6 o'clock is no longer on my list. And the first one on the list is going to be right here at 629. So, all right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Let's see what's here so far. Morning, Will. Morning, Justin. Morning, CJ. Morning, Maria. Morning, Lila. Morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, October 22nd. It is 6:29 right now. We got market opening up in about 40 seconds. Again, if you guys want to take the first entry here, the first entry is going to be at 629. It's not one that I personally like to take because it's right at market open, and there's a lot of market manipulation at that specific time. So, as you guys know, I like to trade the algo when market is moving normal, not when market is possibly or highly manipulated, which right now it's going to be considered a manipulated time. So if you guys want to take this entry here, it's going to be a buy. If you guys are looking to take the breakout on open, the breakout for here is going to be a sell, it looks like, actually. Yeah. So they're going to be going opposite of each other. The breakout on open is going to be a sell, and the entry over here for the momentum algo is going to be for a buy. So trade's currently running right now. Like I said, it's not one that I was looking to take here because of the market manipulation here on open, but it looks like the breakout here is running to the downside. So right there, the sell position ran, and I think it is still currently running right now. So I think typically if you guys are looking to take this, it's either going to be a 50-50 for some of you, or for some of you, it's going to be a 40-80. It just kind of depends on what you guys are looking to take there. But yes, there is the manipulation on open. Again, this is the reason why I take no trades on open anymore. We used to take the breakout on open pretty much every day, but as you guys can see, it's very tricky taking this specific trade. So we're going to be waiting for the next opportunity here. Yeah, Sam mentioned that gold, silver dumped more than 5% yesterday. Yeah, no, I bought the dip. Let me see if I'm still in the position. Okay, so I got out already. Wow, it's crazy. It dumped again during London session. So I bought the dip the first dump, and yeah, it's such a crazy market here. I'm gonna buy again. Let's see. And I'll just leave it. Yeah, the gold market was pretty nuts yesterday. I got an email from FTMO for my swing account because with FTMO you have to trade, I think every 30 days, or they end up just they flag your account as dormant and they cancel it. So I had to take a trade yesterday. I just took gold and I just held on to it. I was like, oh, whatever. It's gonna correct, or it's likely to correct. So I just kept buying the dip and whatnot. And yeah, I mean, it played out pretty nice. So I think I want to keep buying the dip actually as it keeps dumping. Let's see. My price here is going to be again at 40. Yeah, I'm just buying the dip here for gold whenever it comes down on my swing account only. Okay, so here's the breakout, guys. The breakout just hit full TP for 50 points. It's about to hit full TP for 80 points right there. So if you guys took the breakout over here on open, depending on what your target was, if you did 50-50, it would have worked. If you did 40, 80, it would have worked here as well. So breakout on open over here, full TP, very nice move to the downside. The next entry over here is at 636. This is with momentum. I don't know if I'll take this one here yet because, like I said, the market here is still moving pretty crazy. So I'm waiting for the market here to stabilize a little bit before I jump in. Um, but yeah, these aren't target entries for me. So you can see over here, I have these listed. They're just listed as entries, but they're not target entries. My first target entry is actually going to be at 646 right there. So I'll be looking for that and I'll be waiting for that. I mean, there's nothing for me to take here right now. CJ said, I was wondering if you were taking any algo trades on your FTMO account. You just answered my question. So I need to figure out because the thing is the pricing is different on TradingView versus FTMO, so I can't get in at exact price. I need to figure out like, what are the good entries. So I'm running it over here. You can see on this chart, CJ. I was trying to figure out what's like the best entry points. But the problem is like on my swing count, yeah, I did find a couple decent probabilities here, but it's not the same as it is for our day trading. So I need to figure out like what their best parameters are for TP stop loss. I'm probably just going to trade gold on that because it's like the most volatile throughout the day. But like I said, I don't really trade gold, so I got to figure out what are the best settings for like the bigger trades, like basically on the 1 hour time frame. So I'll figure that out eventually, and then once I do, I'll start taking those trades on my FTMO. Yeah. So, all right, guys, trade is currently running right now. The next entry, like I said, is at 643, or sorry, 636. There's one at 636 and one at 646. The one at 636 is going to be with momentum. It has a 58.82 probability of it winning overall. It has a 66.67 probability for buys, so it's not a very high probable entry time. That's why it's not one of my target entries. Again, if you guys have looked at my list here, if you guys are part of the premium, I post up all my lists over here of trades. Um, and you can see the ones that I'm looking to take are going to have target entry on them, right? So like these down here, basically 646, 647, these are target entries. I have pretty much vetted these as pretty decent entries, not great, but decent. These over here are just entries that are listed. So used as a confluence or used as a cursor for the next following up entry. So like for example here, right here at 629, it was supposed to be a reversal. 636 is supposed to be a continuation. So price reversed down here, and this is supposed to be a continuation to the downside. And then 646 is supposed to be another reversal. So price is supposed to come down and then reverse back up, possibly. Or actually, no, I'm looking for a sell here. So what I'm looking for at 646 is I'm looking for a retracement and then continuation back down lower. But yeah, I'm just basing all my trades off the statistics here, basically, directly off the quantitative data. I'm not basing anything off any technicals or any price action here. So we got the entry here coming up at 640, 636. This is going to be with momentum, so it's going to be a sell entry for anybody who's looking to take it. See, the problem with this here is that let's take a look at the trade analysis. So looking at the trade analysis right here, the sell entry is coming up. It's not horrible, but it's a 50-50 type trade for a sell right here. You can see it's won 4 out of the 8 previous sells. So I don't want to consider this like a really great entry. It's an okay entry, but it's not a great entry, right? Probabilities are they're not super good. Typically, I want the probabilities to be above like a 65, 70, 80%. Right now, it's currently at 58.82 overall. So if you take a buy or a sell at this point, it still has edge, but it's not a very strong edge. And the edge over here for the sell isn't very strong either. If it was a buy, it'd be a different story, right? A buy over here has a 66.67 probability of it winning. It's won 6 out of the previous 9 trades. And looking over here for a sell, it's 50% and it's won 4 out of the previous 8. So it's kind of like a 50-50 coin toss right there, right? If you guys want to take the trade, though, it is currently running. And yeah, we'll kind of see where this ends up going from here. But it's not a trade that I'm looking to take. It's not on my target entries. It's just one of the trades that I added to the list here because I thought it was an okay trade to like maybe look at. So let's take a look at the overall bias real quick. So looking over here on the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute time frames, these are the lower time frames. You can see prices below the pivots. The trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. This indicates that we are in a bearish trend with regard to the lower time frames. The higher time frames over here, you can see prices slightly below the pivots on the 30-minute. It's in between the pivots here on the 1 hour, and it's above the pivots here on the 4 hour. So with that being the case, higher time frames over here are more on the neutral side. Now looking at market structure. So market structure over here, you can see on the 1 minute, it's currently bearish, 5:15. So the lower time frames are bearish, but the higher time frames are still bullish, right? So with that being the case, it's pretty much a split market right now with regard to the direction of price. So not really having any one-sided overall technical analysis structure or bias. It kind of is going both ways. Lower time frames are bearish, higher time frames are bullish. So with that being the case, I mean, it's not going to affect my entries here at all, but it's just something to pay attention to just in case. So again, if you guys are just joining in, these are my trades listed for the day. The first two entries here that we identified, they're not target entries, so they're just entries that I lined up for something to look at. My actual first target entry is going to be right here at 646. The main thing I'm going to be looking for here as price continues to move along is I'm going to be paying attention to market volatility and choppiness, right? That's like the biggest thing to look out for here because we're trading momentum. So in order for us to have good momentum entries, we need to be trading with momentum, right? We can't have price bouncing back and forth. We can't have candles with big wicks. Um, that's going to be the next setup here. So first two entries were not target entries, so they're not entries that I look to take. This is one that I'm possibly looking to take. I'm not completely convinced about taking this trade yet because obvious reasons. Market here is kind of all over the place right now. But this is going to be one of my first target entries on my list. So looking at this right here, this trade's going to be at 646. I have it set up right here. This is going to be against momentum. So basically, if we have a buy momentum here, we're going to be looking for price to swing the opposite way in reversal. Overall probability for this trade is 64.71%. Looking over here at the specific sides, the long positions over here have a 42.86 probability of it hitting. It's only 3 out of the 7 entries for buys, so obviously the buys here would be avoided. However, for the sells here, it has an 80% probability of it winning, right? It's a pretty good probability right there. It's won 8 out of the 10 previous entries. So overall statistics, it has a 64.71. For sells here, it's won 80% of the trades. And looking over here at my statistics further, so right here, basically against momentum, 64.71 overall, 1 to 2 risk to reward, 80% probability for sells. It's won 3 out of the 3 recent Wednesdays. So if you want to take this trade, or if I'm going to take this trade, it's going to be for a sell. If it comes up for a buy, I'm probably going to skip it. So we'll see what happens here as price continues to move along, right? I'm looking here mainly for a sell. So in order for us to get that sell, we need to have a buy signal to come up here because we're going against momentum, not with it. All right, so we got a couple minutes here. We'll see if it comes up and if it sets up for that. But if it doesn't, then I'm just gonna wait for the next one. We have another one here at 647. Also a decent entry. Not a great one, but not as good as this one, but decent entry overall. So we got a couple minutes. Since we have a couple minutes here, I'm going to go ahead and mark up market structure. Yeah, I'm going to go and mark up market structure over here. It's, see, I got a resistance up here. Got that right there. Support level right there. That right there. I mean, a lot of these levels are pretty irrelevant because we're so far from price, but I'm gonna mark them up anyways. Um, Yeah, we're so far below right now that we don't really have anything down here. I mean, I guess we could have a support level kind of identified down here, but it's not going to be super clean. But anyways, these are the levels that I have marked up at the moment. A couple of resistance points up here. You can see how price is kind of ranging up this area. Price has now dropped below, and we currently have a range down here. So for those of you who are looking to trade price action, technical analysis, I've marked up structure here mainly for you guys, not for me because I'm not trading off any technical analysis or price action. I'm just looking at the volatility of price. As you guys can see, there's a lot of wicks here. We don't like a lot of these wicks, right? We want it to be a smooth moving market. So right now, it can be a little tricky because we have the entry coming up right here at 646. If you don't have any entries around 6 o'clock, it's completely fine. I'll just wait for my 7 o'clock entries. A lot of these down here have a higher win ratio. So, I mean, I don't mind waiting till the 7 o'clock hour. So again, we need a buy signal here. If there's no buy signal that comes up, there's one that's pending right here. Yeah, if there's no buy signal, then it's not going to set up for the entry at 646. But if we do get a buy entry, this is probably going to set up. The buy signal is going to have to hold until we get to the actual entry. So buy signal right there was pending, didn't actually close. You guys can see the momentum here is not very strong, which is perfectly fine. We started to notice this. I mean, Maria actually mentioned this in the chat. She said, I've noticed that the ones after 7 o'clock are usually a win because candles are less bigger and there's not much volatility. Yeah, it's not, the volatility isn't as crazy. The problem with trading in a very volatile market is that our stop loss is so tight that if it does pull back at all, it's likely to stop us out. Likely to stop us out first and then drop to target. That's kind of what we kind of ran into in, the past couple of days. It's like either volatility is too crazy or price is too spiky and it just doesn't work out with our trades because our stop loss is so tight. We have a 20-point stop loss, so any type of drawdown would likely stop us out before it comes all the way back down. So, all right, we have a pending buy signal here again, guys. Pending buy signal right now at 646. We're about 2 minutes until the entry time, 646. It's 645 right now. Entry's at 646. So we do have that buy signal right there. Okay, now looking over here at my statistics, basically what I'm identifying here is I'm looking for price to reverse, right? So like right here, it shows that price is pushing up. At 646, we're basically anticipating that price is going to establish some sort of ceiling, and then it's going to come right back down. So what I'd like to see here is I'd like to see price kind of stay stagnant around this area. And then once it stays stagnant, I'm looking for it to come right back down. And it's fine because we have this whole space here, right? Price is up here. So much space there for price to come right back down. So I'll be following it right here. I'm still not convinced to get into this entry yet, for obvious reasons. So I'm gonna be watching it. Okay, so entry right here is gonna be at 646. This looks like it could be a good entry. Again, I don't like the big wicks, right? So there's a wick right there. I mean, this looks like it come down pretty nicely. Okay, so I don't like this right here because the volatility is a little too strong. I'm gonna wait for the next one. So there's one right here at 646 and there's one that I have right after at 647. I'm not gonna get in right away. If you guys want to get in right here at 646, you guys can. I'm gonna wait for the next candle because you're supposed to follow up on each other. We have one here, and then if the sell signal here closes, it's supposed to be a follow-up with the continuation right there because it's with momentum. So I'm not going to get in on the initial candle here, 646, but if it does close with the sell signal, I'll try to get in right here at 647. Okay, so unfortunately right here, guys, it did not close with the sell signal, so I can't get this follow-up entry right here. I mean, it looks like it's coming down pretty nicely. If you guys got into that, great. It's currently running in profit. I should have just jumped into this one. But I was waiting for this candle to close because I was worried if the candle was too big, it was going to retrace back a little bit. but the candle ended up not closing with a sell signal. So most of you guys understand what I'm talking about here, right? So like at 646, this was supposed to be the initial reversal, and then the 647 was a continuation. The problem with this here is that this sell signal didn't end up closing. So because there was no sell signal there, there's no entry here for the 47, right? So there's only one entry running now, which is a 646. Obviously, I would love for this to hit, even though I'm not in the position. But I was trying to get in on the follow-up right here. Basically, this is it. We identify this is exactly what I just told you was going to happen, right? I said price can push up. 646 is going to be the reversal. 647 is going to be the continuation lower. But because there was no sell signal, there is no continuation. There's just one entry here. So the 647 is no entry because right here it had to be a sell. And because it's with momentum, it's actually a buy. So it's fading this trade. It's going opposite. So we got this trade running right here. I do think it'll play through. It's just, it's a matter of time until it actually comes down. It's probably going to sit around here for a bit, just kind of bounce back and forth and eventually come down lower. It looks like I'm pretty much done with the 6 o'clock entries, which is perfectly fine. We're going to be moving forward to the 7 o'clock entries, which is at 7:09. Obviously, I do think and I do hope that this trade does hit, of course, because I would never fade my own analysis here. We want the algo to hit, right? We want the algo to be on point. This was my target entry, but unfortunately, I was gonna get in on the next one, but the next one didn't line up. So we'll follow here. So it's looking good. It's looking good so far. It's on its way halfway to target. Man, I was really hoping that this here would line up with the 47, but it didn't. It's okay. It happens sometimes, right? Looking at the market right now, it's pretty choppy anyways. I mean, you can see all the wicks and you can see the candles are not really moving directional in one way. It's kind of going back and forth, like it's stuck within this range here, which is fine. I think price may continue to range from this point and then eventually drop lower, right? So looking over here, let's go to our main chart. It's pretty much respecting the range that I drew up for you guys earlier. See, our price is stuck within this range. I wasn't looking at price action or technical analysis, but I already knew this was probably going to happen. So I think this here might just kind of sit in limbo for a little bit, and then eventually it'll probably break down and blast right through. Let's see. Michael said, "Morning all. Sean, is there a specific video explaining the approach you just highlighted?" Yeah, it's following the algo. So here, I'll get you the link for the video where I explain the algo. You can rewatch it. This kind of covers, how the algo is used and whatnot. Here, Mike, I'll put that right there. All right, guys, it's on its way to full TP, almost down there. Beautiful entry. I wish I took it, but it's okay. I'm gonna wait for the one at 7. But yeah, it looks like it's about to hit right now. It's almost at target, guys. So it's about, man, 4 points away. I hate when that happens, but the thing is, it looks good here because there's no drawdown. So I do think the algo is still gonna be on point. It's just gonna take a little longer for it to hit. Yeah, CJ said I'm in it. It needs to hurry up. Yeah, let's get to that target right there. Almost down. Yeah, Brock said couldn't take it. I'm in another one. There you go. Full TP, guys. Full TP, CJ. Great work on you guys who caught that algo move right there. So today's algo entries. Man, I shouldn't have waited for the next one, but it's okay. It is what it is. 646. I really thought it was going to play out though, so I was super ready to get in on that following candle, but it's all good. Um, so there's the 2R totals. One win, 0 losses, plus 2R. All right, currently up 2R for the day. That's the first entry right there. That was my target entry. So if you're looking at the Discord, that was my first one here listed as target entry. I was trying to get in on the next one. So I had two target entries right after each other. First the reversal, then with momentum for continuation. The continuation didn't close, so unfortunately that wasn't the case. But the reversal here did play through. So that's my first target entry for the day, full TP on that one, 40 points. And my next entry is going to be right here at 7:09. We got a couple entries right here at 7. So 7:09, 7:21, 7:22, 7:23, 7:35, 7:51. A lot of entries over here. So I'll be waiting for that. That's gonna be my next setup. So we go over here. So nice work, CJ, on catching that full TP. All right. Let's see. Sam said full TP for him. Got a buy reaction I wanted. Now waiting for price action. Don't know if it's a buy or a sell. Yeah. So right now I don't have any entries for my algo between now and 7 o'clock. So I wouldn't know either because there's no consistency between this time. Nice. Will caught the entry as well. Nice work, Will, on catching that 646 entry right there. That was a pretty nice entry. I mean, there's no drawdown. There was some kind of back and forth for a bit, but it did shoot down to where it was supposed to. The algo here identified that perfectly, right? So yeah, 7 o'clock. I'm looking for these entries here a little later. And we'll continue following it here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and update the statistics over here. 909. All right, so looking at my stats over here, guys, this is going to be with momentum. Let's go ahead and take a look real quick. So right here, it's at 709. It's going with momentum. It has a 64.71 probability of it winning for both directions, whether it's a buy or a sell. And then looking over here at the trade analysis, it has I mean, it actually works both ways. So for buys over here, it's won 7 out of the 11 entries. It has a 63.64 probability of it winning. And then for the sells here, it has a 66.67 probability of it winning. It's won 4 out of the 6 previous entries. So decent setup right there for either direction. For me, I don't like entries like this, honestly. Even though it has a pretty nice probability both ways, I don't like entries like this because I want it to be one-sided. Preferably, I like it to be one-sided, but um, I'm okay with it, right? So whatever happens with this right here, and if I don't get into the 709 one, obviously I'll try to get into the 721 entry. But I'm gonna try to get into this one right here. Hopefully the market here doesn't get choppy. We don't get anything weird happening. Let's check the news for today. I don't think there's anything listed. We don't really have news today. It's just oil stock change and gas stock change at 7:30, which is not really super relevant. It's considered low impact, low to medium impact. But again, we have one entry here. As you guys can see, again, we discussed this earlier, guys. My algo entries are starting to get a little bit smaller, right? There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's about 11 entries here. For the past couple weeks and like for the whole month, there was like more like 20 or more. This is just indicating that the market is shifting a little bit, right? The algo is starting to adapt with the new data that's coming out because it goes back about a month's data. And it's showing us here that there's going to be a shift. So like basically we've been trading around similar times throughout the month, and these times are going to change as probabilities change, right? So this isn't necessarily a bad thing. Right? It's not a bad thing that the numbers here are changing a little bit, or that we're getting less entries. It's just there's going to be periods where it's going to be slow period where market's kind of slower, and there's going to be periods where market's going to be faster, and there's going to be more entries there. So yeah, Barack said lesser but more precise, it seems. Yeah, which I prefer, right? I don't want to have like 30 entries for me to look at. I'd rather have like one really good one or like a couple really good ones versus taking too many. Yeah, so we're waiting basically until 7:09. I don't have anything here yet until then. So we're just going to sit tight and wait for this here to provide opportunity for entry. So guys, if you are new here and you guys want me to trade your account, my hedge fund is now reopened to the public. So if you guys want to, like for example, yesterday I posted, the list of profits. If you don't want to actually trade and you just want someone to trade for you, like myself, that's experienced and knows what they're doing, basically your account can be listed on here. You can be added to my copier. Like if you just want to watch my live sessions but don't actually trade it, like for example, this trade over here, or the other trades could have been skipped because the biases and the confluences that I looked at. If you want me to do the trading for you, everything hands free. The hedge fund is accepting clients. So if you wanted to sign up for that, just go to the website. If you're on the YouTube, just go down to the description. It is kodikaicapital.com. Again, kodikaicapital.com. You fill out this interest form. So just go down here. It says interested in investing. Click here for the investor interest form. It'll give you this form here where you'll put in your information. Once I have your information, I will send your information over to the regulators. I'm registered as a professional trader, so I have to basically share your info with the regulators. They'll give me an okay or a no if I can trade for you. And if they give me the green light, then I'll add you to the client list, and then we'll go from there. Basically, if you guys are not familiar with it, it's very simple. All you do is you provide your NinjaTrader account. I link it to my NinjaTrader. Uh, your account will copy everything mine does, and then all you do is pay a monthly service fee, but you keep all of the profits. And the service fee is like dirt cheap right now, guys. Like everyone's been messaging me and they're like, "Man, this is way too cheap, bro. Like you're getting kind of screwed by only charging people like 300 bucks for the service per contract." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But right now it's the company is freshly reopened to the public, so I'm building my clientele book right now. So right now I have maybe about 50 clients. It'll probably be up to 100 clients by the end of this month, if not the end of this year. And my goal is really to make you guys as much profit as possible, my clients, and so that you will be likely to refer over your friends and family, right? This business is built off uh, referrals, right? I don't advertise to the public. I prefer to manage wealth for people with it. So it's all by word of mouth, right? So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, feel free to sign up. You will need at least 10,000 to cover the broker margin though. So that's the biggest hurdle for most people. You need to have real cash. You can't be trading prop accounts. You need to have actual real cash to deposit into NinjaTrader for me to trade. So yeah, if there's anyone who's interested in that, it is available to you guys. Uh, you just have to have that minimum amount to start. So, all right, guys, I kind of regret not taking a picture of like our trades from Monday. But if you guys have been following the live sessions this week, the algos has been like crazy on fire. Like yesterday, we had like five entries that came up, and they were all like full TPs. The day before on Monday, I forgot to take a screenshot of the chart, but we had seven entries that hit back to back. So I'm hoping today again, we have a couple entries here lined up at seven. I'm hoping that a lot of these entries will kind of play through for the most part. We had another entry that came up right here at 648. It wasn't my target entry, but there was one right here. So 648 was, yeah, this candle right. Oh shit, what happened? We have a connection issue. There we go. Okay, 648. So there was another follow-up entry that was right here at 648. So I'm just looking back at the entries that came up. There's actually a lot of entries here which came up, guys. So there was three that came up right here. There was one at or two actually, 646, which is the first one that was right here, and there's another one
Connection
which
lost.
was at 648. I don't know what's up with my internet, but for some reason at 7 o'clock every day it gets disconnected. It seems like that's the case. I'm gonna pay attention to this tomorrow. But for some reason, the internet connection always has connection lost at 7 o'clock. Anyways, this is the second entry. So there's two entries right here that came up. 647 didn't come up, but there was one at 646, which is this one, and one at 648, which was this one right here. Both full TPs. Pretty nice setups there. Again, my next entry is going to be here at 709. So I'm looking to go with momentum. It wins both ways for buys or sells, so it doesn't really matter which direction, but for the most part, we'll kind of see what happens here as price moves along. Candles are looking pretty decent. They're not like amazing, but they are moving pretty decent. The ATR is not super high. It's currently at 23. So it's where it should be. This is normal ATR, normal market, not extremely volatile, not too choppy. The candles are looking a little more fuller, so that's a good thing. And we'll see. Yeah, definitely, Lila. My goal for the hedge fund clients is really to make the clients as much money as possible, especially early on in the session or early on in the firm, because the more money I make you guys, it looks better on my part because you guys are gonna have a lot to show off basically. Of course, as time progresses and as demand increases, prices are gonna have to increase for new clients, but for the initial clients, you're gonna be grandfathered in at that initial rate. So it's good. It's pretty good. All right, 7:02 right now, guys. We got about 5 or 6 minutes until the entry comes up. So this is one thing that I don't really like. Price here is starting to get a little flat, right? As you guys can see right here, price is starting to flatten out. It's not a bad thing, but I don't like it as much because we want momentum to be moving, right? We want price to be moving up or we want price to be moving down. It doesn't matter which direction, but I want price to be moving up or I want price to be moving to the downside. I don't want it to flatten out here because if it flattens out, this just indicates that we're starting to prepare for a reversal in a sense, right? Kind of what happened here with 646. Price kind of flattens out. It came up a little bit, flattened out, then reversed. Same with this right here. Price is starting to flatten out and this may reverse back up. I actually don't mind if it reverses back up because we have all the space here, right? If I get a buy entry right here, we can push up a little higher. I just don't want it to push up too much, right? I think that's the key thing here. We don't want it to push up too much. We want it to push up, but not too much. All right, so again, looking at the entry right here at 7:09, this is the most recent or the first one that's going to come up for the 7 o'clock block. 64.71 overall probability of it winning for a buy or a sell for a 1 to 2 risk to reward, 40/20. My target entry, 63.64% for buys, 66.67 for sells. It won 2 out of the 3 recent Wednesdays. You can pretty much take either direction. All right, we're starting to get some volume right here. Price starting to push up a little more. Again, like I said, I'm not looking at technical analysis or price action. I'm just kind of looking to see if price here is actually moving, which it is. It's starting to pick up a little bit. Nice push right there, about 30 points or so. Currently have a buy signal, so it's looking like it's starting to set up for a buy here. All right, so we are going to continue waiting here for setup. For a lot of you guys here, if you guys were the original members of the hedge fund, I'm trying to get your accounts unblocked right now. I'm probably gonna have to message you guys to message them directly to remove the block on your guys' account because I'm trying to get it unblocked, but the thing is I'm sending over so much client information that I think it's getting lost in the mix. So Lila, if you want to go and you don't have to do it right now, but at some point, if you want to message NinjaTrader and just tell them, hey, my account's set to liquidation only. Can you fix this so that they can take your account off liquidation? Um, what happened before was when the hedge fund originally opened. I was trading under an exception, but they didn't know that I was trading under an exception because I didn't file in my paperwork. So what happened was all the hedge fund clients that were initially being traded, NinjaTrader ended up basically blocking all the accounts because I was trading everybody's accounts and they're like, you're trading too much money or you're basically like you're not supposed to be trading all this money for all these clients. You're limited to a certain amount that you can trade. And they basically shut down my hedge fund. And what they did is they required me to take the Series 3 to get a financial license to trade money for people and register as a professional trader and register with the hedge fund. So yeah, if you go to the NFA, so NFA is basically if you guys are not familiar with like what runs the futures market, like for the stock market, it's the SEC, right? But for futures, it's the NFA. So what they did is they basically made me register here. So if I type in, I'm like registered as a professional trader and I'm registered as my hedge fund. So if I type in Kodi Kai Capital here, you can look me up and see that I'm legit and I'm a legit professional trader. You can see over here, if you click on this, it says I'm an NFA member approved. So I'm associated with the actual association and with the futures market. You click on that there, and you can see over here that like I'm a legit hedge fund that trades for clients. And then obviously right here. So basically what they did is they made me sign up and register as a professional trader so that my fees go up. That's literally what it was. But yeah, now that I'm registered, unfortunately, the people who I was trading for before their accounts are still locked out. So I'm not really able to trade for you guys yet. So it's a big yet. We just need to get your account unblocked and go from there. I've been back and forth with the compliance team. It's like it's kind of hard because they only respond like once a day or once every 2 days. So And there's a lot of accounts that they need to remedy. All right, guys. So looking at this right now, we are currently getting closer to that 709 time. I don't really like how these candles have these big wicks, right? So these wicks are a little big right now. A lot of wicks on both sides. It's showing a lot of uncertainty with regards to direction of price. So I'm going to continue following it here. It looks like it's probably going to be a buy entry. But yeah, Lila, thanks for doing that. I'm gonna have to message a couple other people. I think Brett, you're one of the original clients too, so you might have to message them. Chris, I'm not trading yours right now, but if you do want me to, you'd probably have to do it. I'm looking down the list on who's here right now. I think that's about it. If you guys are new, you guys are fine. Ryan, you too, if you want me to do it for you. Okay, perfect. Yeah, Chris said, yeah, mine is unblocked already. I emailed them a few months ago. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you just got to email them and they'll unblock it. I just don't have control because it's not my account. So I think that's why like they need you to actually go in, or not you specifically, but whoever's in control of the account. All right, guys, so we have a possible entry right here for a buy for the 709. So again, I'm going to be following it right here. I'm not completely convinced to take this trade yet, but I'm going to be following it here just in case. Like I said, I don't really like how there's these big wicks right here. It's more of a choppy movement. It's fine. If I don't take this entry at 709, I have another opportunity at 721. Yeah, I don't know about this, guys. These candles are pretty much super, super dead. All right, if you guys want to take this entry, I mean, you guys are more than welcome to take it. It's going to be a buy at 709. I don't like how this here is pretty much flat. Like I said, we're trading momentum, so we need these candles to actually be moving. What I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be looking for the actual movement over here at 721. So if you guys want to take this entry at 709, it's going to be a buy entry. This candle is going to close in about 30 seconds. Like I said, I have a list of entries here. I'm planning on taking 1 to 3 entries for the day. So even if I don't get into this 709, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 opportunities down below. So I'm cool on sitting out on this one right here as well. Again, if you guys want to take it, it is going to be a buy entry. Candle's going to close in about 10 seconds. I'm sitting out of it personally because the volatility here started to die out a little bit, and we want volatility to be there for this entry because we want it to hit within a respectable time. I don't want to be holding on to this position for like 30 minutes or so. So I'm not in this position right here. It looks like it's a good thing that I skipped out on it because it is pulling back into drawdown. My next entry is going to be right here at 721. Not to say it's a bad entry, I still think it has potential, but like I said, you still got to be smart about the entries here. I'm not basing it on price action or technical analysis, but I'm basing this entry or my decision here mainly on the volatility of the market. So what's supposed to happen here is there's supposed to be a continuation of higher. So this is a type of pattern that's supposed to play out here. This indicates right here, it's supposed to be with momentum, and it looks like it is pushing back up. The only problem here is that it's running really, really slow. And you don't want it to run really, really slow because if it's running too slow, you might be stuck in this limbo here for a while before it maybe, stop you out before it goes up. Or if it just goes in limbo, it might eventually just shoot right back up higher. So the trade's running right now. It's looking pretty decent. It's in profit. It had some slight drawdown on the initial candle open, but yeah, we'll follow it here as price continues to move along. Yeah, Sam said 20 pips seems so big due to low volatility. Yeah, like right now it looks like really, really low like the volatility is so low right now, right? I mean, this is probably gonna hit, but the volatility just wasn't looking super great right here. I think this candle is what threw me off the most. See this candle with the big wick? Trade's running, but this candle over here is what threw me off the most. The algo is still pretty spot on with that entry though. So if I zoom in a little more, you guys can see the choppiness right here, right? A lot of back and forth chop. Traditionally, the Wednesdays have been pretty decent though. If you look at our stats, so here are my stats for October. Um, yeah, I mean Wednesdays have been pretty good for the most part. Actually, last Wednesday was kind of choppy. We had it was a little mixed. So we had two trades. It was one win, one loss for last Wednesday. I think it was a loss that we could have avoided. It was this type of market where it just ended up being kind of choppy, which is okay. It happens sometimes, right? It happens sometimes where market's choppy and you just kind of get chopped out. I remember this day now. So last Wednesday, I remember what happened was we got in during when the market was too volatile. It ended up spiking us out and then it went straight to target. I remember that day now because we took the following entry and it was perfect. There was no drawdown. So whenever you guys are taking these entries, ideally you want to see no drawdown, like little to no drawdown. Because if there's little to no drawdown, the momentum's likely to keep pushing in your direction. So here we go with this entry. It's continuing to push up. What I'm looking for here and what I'm hoping to happen as we get closer to this 6 or 721 entry is I'm going to be looking for it to have consistency of a direction, which is likely to be a sell. All right, so it's looking good right here, guys. Full TP again right there. Man, fuck me. These entries here are playing pretty nice. I just got to put more trust into the entries here. Unfortunately, like, we kind of got caught in a lot of chop last week that I'm a little more hesitant with the entries. But again, there goes another target entry right there. So we've had three entries today actually that came up that have been, I mean, pretty much on point. So 48 right there, which was a win plus 2R. And then right now, 709 plus 2R. So currently right now, three wins for the day for 6R. Man, this whole week's been pretty on fire, guys. If you guys have been following pretty much every day this week, it's been pretty spot on. Monday was like seven back-to-back wins. Yesterday was like six back-to-back wins. Today's we're already at three. I have another list over here of entries, so I'm going to be looking for opportunity. So I'm okay with this range, right? The range is fine. See the range that we have down here? I'm okay with price kind of ranging back and forth. What I'm not okay with is choppy markets. So like right here, this actually looks pretty decent because we have space for price to kind of breathe and move around. This entry over here at 721, I'm going to be looking for a sell. Let me put the statistics here. Okay, so for this specific entry at 721, this is going to be with momentum. Wait, why are the numbers super off? 921. Oh, okay, okay. My bad. Sorry, guys, this is a typo. This is supposed to be against momentum. I'm gonna update it on my Discord. I was like, why are the numbers off right there? Okay, so looking at this right here, guys, it is going to be against momentum. It has a 70.59 probability of it winning. Looking at the trade analysis, it has pretty good probability both ways. So like for buys here, it's 162.50% of the time, five out of the eight trades. And for sells here, it's had even better luck. It's got 77.78% probability of it winning. So what I'm expecting to happen here is I'm expecting a reversal back down. Or I mean, it could be a reversal back up. Either way, I'm looking for a reversal here to happen. So as we get closer to 721, if this buy signal stays in place, I'm looking for price to maybe climb up a little bit and then reverse back down. Or vice versa, if we get a sell signal here, I'm looking for price to kind of come down a little bit and reverse back up. So what I need to see here, and again, this is going to be like what the algo is telling me is that basically price is going with momentum between 709 to 721. And then by 721, I'm looking for price to get stale and then reverse back down. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So I want price to push up a little more. And then as we get closer to 720, I want it to go flat. Like I want it to just consolidate because it's going to indicate that a reversal is going to happen based off the data here. We got some time. We got about 4 minutes. So we got 4 minutes for price to push up. And then once we get closer to that 4 minute mark, I want price to get flat. I just want it to go sideways. And then I'm gonna look for that there to flip the other way, right? Go sideways a little bit and then flip right back down the other way. All right, it's updated. Let's see. Mendez is asking 709 is with momentum and momentum move to sell should still be a buy. Let's see. So 709 right here, the momentum was for it was for a buy, Mendez. So like the way that this works here is you're basing it off the momentum before the entry candle. So this was 709. You're looking at the momentum before it. So because it happens right here, this is irrelevant that it happens on the entry candle. You're looking at what happened before the 709 candle. That's why it was a buy there and the entry there was a buy. Yeah, I know it's a little confusing because I know a lot of people aren't sure if because this doesn't happen very often, right? Where it comes up on the momentum signal or on the actual entry candle. But when it does, that's just relevant. Just ignore that. Look back to what happened before the actual entry candle. Because when it comes down to this, so for example, we're going down to 721, right? Once it gets down to 721, you should already know which direction you're taking, right? So for example, over here at 709, once this candle came up, before there was even a momentum there, we already knew it was going to be a buy because of this. So yeah, good question. And I'm glad I was able to clear that up for you. All right, let's see what we got. Rev got the 709 entry. Nice work, Rev. Yeah. And let's see. Maxi is asking, just wondering, you have the position tool at 710, not 709. Am I missing something? The entry happens at the close of the 709, Maxi. So you're not getting in at the 709 candle. When this candle closes, that's where you take entry. That's why the positioning tool is at 710. Or it doesn't matter. You could have had it like right here. Still would have been a win, but you're entering on the close of the listed time. So for example, over here at 721, you're waiting for that candle to close and then you're going to take it. All right, perfect. So market is kind of doing what I was hoping for right here. I was looking for price to kind of slow down a little bit, like I mentioned, and I'm looking for it to reverse back to the downside. So I'll be looking to get into the 721 entry if possible. We just can't get a sell signal between now and then, which I think should be okay. Yeah, I'm just hoping we get no sell signal for both the 721 and the 722 and the 723. Basically, for 3 minutes, I don't want any sell signal because then all these entries are going to be for a sell. Let's see. iPhone said the 721 is higher for a percentage for a sell, but 723 is higher percentage for a buy. Do we wait for the 723 since it's later? No. So the reason why we wouldn't wait for that is because this trade could be done before then, right? The trade can run for a couple minutes and then it can be done. Um, and the thing is, the 723 might not even come up, right? So if the thing is, if we don't get an opposite signal, it's going to be further for a sell. So, and we don't want a sell signal here. If the sell signal comes up, then there's not going to be an entry at 721. Oh man, that sell signal is coming up right. I don't want the sell signal to come up because it's going to invalidate the direction. Okay, we're good. It looks like it's not coming up, or it might come up at the last second because we're looking for a sell here. So in order for us to take that sell, we can't have a sell signal before it. Okay, perfect. So no sell signal there. This entry again is going to be at 721. I'll be looking to get into this here. You got about 50 seconds. So I'm just waiting for it to kind of drop down a little bit, and then from there I'll get in for my entry. So this is going to be a problem though, because if this comes up with the sell signal, the 722 and 723 are going to go opposite of this entry. It's going to be a tricky setup here. Like I was saying, I didn't want a sell signal to come up for like the next 3 minutes. If it comes up, it's fine. I'm still going to get into this entry here, but ideally I wanted no sell signal to come up for the next couple minutes. So we got about 10 seconds till this candle closes. We got 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Order submitted. Oh.
So let's see. Entry was right there.
Order filled.
So target's at 86, 40, 86, 46. Okay, it's fine right there. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a tricky entry, guys. Not specifically for this specific setup, but because the ones later. So over here, 722 and 723 are going to go opposite. Again, like I said, I didn't want a sell signal here to come up because they're going to go opposite of these here now, unless this hits target right away. So if this comes down and it just hits target immediately, then perfect. But if it doesn't, then it's going to be an issue because these trades are going to be opposite of this specific one. This is why it's always tricky when you have entries here that don't align. Typically, I want it to align. So if this here hits my stop, it's fine. I could probably jump into the next ones. Yeah, this is just it's a messy setup because now all of these are going to go opposite. The 721s for a sell and the 722 and 723 are going to both be for buys. Thing is, the probabilities work well for all of the trades here. So it's one of them is going to lose and one of them is going to win. That's just going to be the case here. And that's why we're trading based off the probabilities because you'll never be 100% with the entry, but you want to take the trades that have the highest probability of it winning. So we're following it and we'll see where it ends up going. I'm not going to touch it at all, but it's looking good so far. Currently in profit right now, little to no drawdown. And we're going to see here as it pushes through. See, the thing is, if we didn't have a sell signal right here, this would be perfect because all of these entries would all be for a sell. Okay, so now these trades, the 723 came up and the 722. They're actually running opposite, but this one that we're currently in is running in this direction. I think this one here makes more sense because if we're in a range, see how price is ranging back and forth between this area? There's actually more opportunity for it to come down lower, right? So like right here, price is coming down. It's probably going to come down and knock out this liquidity. So as price comes down lower, it's going to come down and grab this liquidity right here. But again, like I said, it's tricky because the trades are running opposite of each other. And we don't really want that. We want trades to be running the same direction. Okay, so we're not stuck, but we're in this position here right now. The next entry is going to be at 735. So basically what I want to see here is I want to see price continue in this direction. Right. I'm fine with it going sideways for a bit, but eventually at 735, I want it to continue dropping lower. So I want this sell signal to stay valid for the next basically 10 to 20 minutes, which is going to be, it's going to be a hard setup there. Here, let's see. The 720, we got in at 721. 722 was right here. So as much as I don't want to fade my own analysis, I would, or the other entries here, I want price to come over here to invalidate the 721 or 722 and 723. In order for it to invalidate it, price needs to come down to this point right here. Because if and when it comes down to this point, it's going to stop out these two entries, the 22 and 23, and it's going to continue coming further. But if it doesn't invalidate it, then it's probably going to push the other way and stop me out here. So again, if it stops me out, it's fine. I was playing the probabilities here. And I'll try to get in later at the 735 to recoup it if that becomes the case. But ideally, I don't want that to happen, of course. All right. I need price to get down here to invalidate these two right here, 22 and 23. Looks like we're kind of just stuck in this chop right now, unfortunately. It's going back and forth. It is going back and forth a little bit right now. All right. I mean, it's just a waiting game. We can't do anything here right now. I guess gotta hold on to it. All right, let's get down here. Again, I want this to come down to this point to invalidate these two entries. If this happens and it comes down to stop out the 22 and 23, then I think we're in a good position here. I think price is going to come down further. I needed to get down to here to basically stop these two out. I'm in profit 440 right now. It's about 36 points. Oh yeah, on our way down, full TP right there.
Fill.
Target filled. Target filled. All right, I got to manually close out of that. I got some. That's okay. I got majority of the profit. I didn't want to hold on to it. There you go, full TP on that. Mm-mm-mm. Here we go, team. Three back-to-back wins, four back-to-back wins. Man, what a day. What a week. Had to down my coffee real quick. Get my adrenaline going again.
Order filled.
Order filled, order filled. All right. Oh fuck, man. I hate when I get those like late order fills because it always throws me off. I'm like, where is that order coming from? But anyways, yeah, I had to pull that out. If you guys saw my chart here, it was kind of off by a little bit. Obviously there's gonna be slippage here and there, but great entry right there, guys. Another full TP, 7:21 a.m. Four back-to-back wins so far for today. I'm gonna try to get into that 7:35 candle, but we'll see. Well, yeah, iPhone said, yeah, buddy. Smith got it, Ben got it, CJ got it, I got it. Great work, guys. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So, like I said before, guys, we knew this was gonna happen, right? I did my analysis. I already planned for these trades the night before, hit those trades, and we just execute. Um, it's kind of crazy because I talked with now that I'm basically a quant trader in this sense. I've been getting like connected with other quant traders, and there's like this other quant trader that I met, and he trades for like the Wall Street hedge funds, right? The big hedge funds. The crazy thing with like what he mentioned was like because there's three levels of like if you're in a traditional hedge fund, there's like three levels. It's like the CEO or the COO, and then you have the portfolio managers, and then you have the analysts, right? The analysts do all the work. Basically, they set up all these entries, and then the portfolio manager is like who I am. Well, I'm basically everybody because I do all the work. The way that these hedge funds work, it's crazy because you have the analysts which do all the work the night before. Like what I do here, I list all the trades. And then when the trading day starts, you have the trade executioners, which are the portfolio managers. Those guys pretty much they have the list of trades and the times and they just enter, they just execute trades, right? And then obviously the COO is the guy who kind of just directs everybody. Like they'll get the list. So basically, if you're looking at this from a perspective, um, we have the lowest level is basically listing all the trades. The second level is basically what I'm doing here, identifying like a 65% or whatever higher. And then the highest level is like, okay, now I'm going to take my target entries, right? So I'm pretty much like the whole hedge fund in like one person because I do everything. But it's interesting how like these hedge funds work because they have levels to it. Like one person who's like doing the grunt work, one person who's doing the execution, and one person who's giving the target entries. So I'm basically the way that I'm structuring my hedge fund is very similar to a regular hedge fund, but because I don't have people working with me or for me, I'm kind of just doing all the work, which is perfect because I'm understanding exactly how everything here works and how, I know exactly which entries to take and I know exactly what to look out for, which is cool because it's beneficial for you guys here. Entering the hedge fund space has been super exciting. It's been super, super exciting because the uh the profitability here is like it's crazy, man. This algo is like I'm at loss of words at like how accurate this is. If you guys have been trading with me for the month of October, and just I hit my goal. I already know I hit my goal, so I'm gonna be at that 1 million. Or I'm gonna update my thing. Right now, I'm currently at uh. Let's see, why isn't it loading? Okay, so I'm currently at 985,000. I already know I hit the million, so I'm super excited to update my thing. Let me do it right now, actually. Let me update my trader sync. So if you guys remembered at the beginning of this year, I told you guys I was like my goal is to hit 1 million in profits for this year, right? And we did it, guys. We did it. We did it 2 months early too. It's October still, so we did it 2 months early. You guys have seen I pretty much I showed you every single trade. We traded live every day from January 2nd up until today, just to get to this goal of 1 million. You're gonna see right now it's gonna update. Let me go over here real quick. I'm gonna update it as we speak. And it's crazy because you guys were along with this whole journey. I did all of this stuff live. It's not like any of those other YouTubers who are like, oh, I'm going to turn this like $10,000 to like 20 million. Like I actually did every single trade here live with you guys. So excited to get that updated right now. I'm still looking to take an entry here at 735. We'll see. We'll uh we'll see when it comes up. So the 735, let me just update the algo here. Man, these numbers are crazy for October. The thing is, if I keep doing this every single month and I keep like having crazy, crazy months, um, like the hedge fund clients are going to make a shit ton of money. Honestly, it's going to be unreal how much profit everybody makes. Um, yeah, which is good not just for me, but it's good for everybody else. All right, so at 735, we have this entry over here. It's with momentum. It has a 64.71 probability of it winning overall for buys or sells. It's for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. It's a target entry for me. It wins 72.73% of the buys. It's won 3 out of the 3 recent Wednesdays. And if we're going to be taking this trade, I'm going to be looking for a buy here. So in order for us to take this trade, we need to get a buy signal within the next 2 minutes. So we need a buy signal here, or we need a buy signal here. If we don't get that buy signal, there's not going to be an entry there for 735. So we'll see. We're just waiting for that buy signal to come up. If it comes up, great. If it doesn't come up, it's perfectly fine. No entry there. And then we'll just be waiting for 751. Okay, so statistics here, 64.71 overall. Let's take a look at the statistics for buys. So basically it won 8 out of the 11 buys here. 72.73 probability for buys, 50% probability for sells. So I'm not really looking to take sells here. I'm mainly looking for buys here. You know, this is the power and the beauty of trading with data, right? I don't care about price action. I don't care about technical analysis. There's no confusion here, right? I know what I'm going to take, and if it comes up, it comes up. If it doesn't come up, then I don't take the trade. It's not like I'm like, oh, price is trending down or price is trending up, or I'm at support, or I'm at some resistance, or I'm at supply, or I'm at demand. Um, and there's nothing wrong with trading that way, but it just doesn't make sense to me now. Now that I trade as a hedge fund, I can see why hedge funds don't trade technical analysis. It just doesn't make sense uh, for me specifically, because if you're trading off probabilities, why would you even go to technical analysis, right? It just doesn't make sense. If you guys want to keep trading technical analysis, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's how retail traders trade, which is perfectly fine. If you can find your edge and you're profitable trading that way, great. But now that I'm like in the hedge fund space, it's crazy that like it's such a big difference in trading because we come prepared already. We're not looking for something to show me what's happening on the chart, right? I don't care what the candlestick patterns are showing me and stuff like that. I just care about what the data shows. If the data shows that it wins for buys, then I'm going to take that buy. If it doesn't, then I'm not going to take the trade there, of course, right? So, yeah, it's a different way of trading. No entry here, guys. So unfortunately, the buy signal did not come up. So I'm no longer looking to take a trade here. My next entry is going to be over here at 751. So unfortunately, no entry there. Like I said, I needed the buy signal to come up right here in these previous 2 minutes because the buy signal did not come up. It's going to be a sell entry. So if you guys want to take this entry here, you can still take it for a sell. It's just the probabilities don't weigh in my favor, right? So if you want to take the sell here, it could still hit. Don't get me wrong. This trade could still hit for a sell. But the problem with this is that it's not very high, right? It has a 64.71% probability. So it's like, okay, maybe this trade might hit. But for sells here, it only has a 50% probability. So this actually weighs it down more. So instead of it going up higher, it's going to be lower. Instead of 64, it's going to be closer to like maybe 60, maybe even 55. See, if we were to get a buy entry here, it was 64.71, but because it has a higher probability for buys, this would have bumped up the overall a little higher, right? Instead of 64, this might have been closer to like 65, 66, um, which meets my threshold. In order for me to take a target entry, it has to be above 65. So good decision here on skipping the trade. It's going to draw down. Looks like it's not a good entry. So the next one here is going to be at 751. Man, it's crazy because we've been doing this every day, and I feel like I'm getting better and better at quant trading. It's just I'm getting a lot better at identifying perfect decision to skip that entry. Look at that, would have stopped it out, right? So if it was a buy, that would have been great because if we took the buy right there, this thing would have went straight to target, 40 points. Man, it's all good. See, like I said right here at 735, I would have taken it for a buy if it was for a buy, but it wasn't. But you can see the buy that would have played out perfect because we're going with probabilities, right? You guys got to use the numbers. The numbers are right in front of your face. So like you got to use the numbers to your advantage. Anyways, here is the 751 entry. It's going to be again with momentum. What I'm looking for here is I'm looking for a sell actually. So at 751, what I'm looking for is for this to range back up start to slow down a little bit, and then come right back down. That is what I'm looking for here. All right, let's see if my, damn man, Traders thing takes forever to update. I was like, I thought it'd be done by now, but it's still updating. Okay, I gotta wait. I don't know why it takes so long. All right, cool. So let's go back over here real quick. There's nothing to take until 7:51. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. I'm just waiting for my traders thing to update so that I can, or actually I got other stuff to do. I got to screenshot this. I totally forgot. We're too excited here with the total profits that I totally forgot that I didn't even document these trades. Okay, let's do that real quick. Screenshot this. Bada bing, bada boom. Put that in the Discord. So we got some team profits here. Nice work, Jonathan. He made 971 on that trade. So great work right there, Jonathan. Solid work. Um, Here's the official profits. Did I not post my thing from yesterday? Oh no, I did. Okay, let's get this over. Here we go. And it's look at these win streaks, guys. It's crazy how accurate the algo is. I'm gonna put the numbers here. So 646. It's crazy. The entry for 646 was the same exact entry and it hit yesterday. And then the same one for today too. So 709 right here too. A lot of the entries are very similar to yesterday's. Yeah, they kind of line up exactly. That's pretty nuts, right? So this one over here, we had another one that was right after 648. And then this one at 709, it's the same one that we took today. The algo is it's crazy how accurate the algo is. We took the same entry at 709, and then 722 was the entry from yesterday, but the one from today was at 721. Like it's off by like just 1 minute, but both of the entries played out perfect. So those are the two entries right there, or four entries. Wait, one, two, three, four. Okay, four entries so far. Um, Nothing going on the chart. Let me screenshot my accounts over here. And what a day. What a not just the day, but the week and the month and the man, this transition from like retail trader to hedge fund trader is pretty nice. It's pretty nice because I don't feel that stressed out anymore taking these entries. If you guys have been trading me before, we used to be super stressed out taking the breakout and taking, just random, not random entries, but just regular entries that we would look for because I feel like a lot of the times we would miss the entries if we weren't paying attention. But because I have all these entries planned out, I'm not really missing anything anymore. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right. So let me see if my trader sync is done yet. My trader sync's stuck again. Update. See, I don't get that. I don't know why that happens, but oh, we talked about this yesterday. I think Talanji, you told me, right? See, the problem, I screwed up with my trader sync because when I was traveling last or this year or last year, I ended up it was last year, I think, or this year, whatever it may be. I ended up logging into my trader sync on my laptop and then I logged in on my computer and then now it's been double logging my trades. I don't know how to stop it, but it keeps double logging my trades every time I link it up. But anyways, here are my profits for the day, guys. So here are my accounts. pretty decent. I mean, could have been a little better, but I'll take what I can get. I'm not going to complain about making X amount of profits, probably off by like a little bit. So yeah, pretty good. These are my profits for the day, my profits for the week. We're doing pretty great overall. Yeah, so again, like I mentioned before, guys, if you want me to trade for you, if you want to wake up in the morning and just pull up your Ninja Trader and you're like, oh, cool, Sean made me some profit today, this is available to you, right? If you want to be one of these accounts listed on my copier, um, I'm doing it for dirt cheap right now. It's like literally dirt cheap. Um, you can sign up for it. So if you want me to trade your account, these are like basically client accounts. If you want me to trade for you, just go to the website. It's Kodi Kai Capital Wealth Management or KodiKaiCapital.com. It's Kodi Kai Capital Wealth Management here. Just click on this here, fill out your form. I'll send your information to the regulators. If they say it's cool, then I'll trade for you. All you do is pay a monthly service fee. And you basically wake up to profits every morning. Not every morning, because obviously not every morning is going to be a winning day, but for the most part, that's for the most. If you follow me, you'll know that this is like a pretty normal thing. So yeah, for the week so far, this is Ali. He's up 3,000. And then I'm up currently to 2,000, almost 3,000. I gotta up my contract size. I haven't upped my contract size in a while, but I really should. So I'm up about almost 3,000 for the week. And Ali over here is up 3,000. Patricia, you're up almost 1,000 for the week. I could name other people, but there's just no point in naming everybody. But yeah, again, if you guys want me to trade for you, it's available. I'm not really teaching anymore, so I know a lot of you guys are asking me to teach how to trade and how to do this stuff. I'm not really. My main focus is really on the hedge fund. So if you guys are interested or you want to participate in it, it is available to you guys. Um, yeah, just sign up on the website. All right, let's see if it's done. Not done yet, but it is getting there. Man, Trader Sync is taking forever. All right, 7:44 right now. We got about one
Connection lost.
connection lost. Of course there'd be. We got about 7 minutes till 7:51. So my entry over here at 7:51, I'm going to be looking for a sell. Don't have it yet, but I'm looking for that there. In order for me to get that sell entry, I need to have a sell momentum. So we have a pending sell momentum right here. It needs to hold until 7:51 though. So it's got to hold for a bit. All right, let me check the chat. Sam said, congrats, boss mode. Thanks, bro. Justin said, hell yeah, bro. Congrats on hitting your goal. Meg Million said, big up, Sean, killing the charts. Thanks, bro. Jesus said, congrats. Sean said, bada bing, bada boom. Is he in? No, definitely not. Tron's asking, Sean, can you manage? Can you trade for people who live in Canada? Yes, we have a handful of clients who are from Canada. Your tax situation is a little different, but I'm sure like the business taxes there kind of work kind of similar. But yes, I do trade for people in other countries. I trade for people in Canada. I trade for people in Europe. I trade for people in Africa. I trade for people everywhere. As long as you can open an account with NinjaTrader, you're perfectly fine. I know Canada is they're accepted with NinjaTrader. There's some countries that have problems though. Like I have one client, like Leia. I think you're in like Bangkok, right? You're in Thailand. Thailand's banned for some reason. I don't know why, but Thailand is. I can't trade for people who live in Thailand right now. Um, there's just certain countries. There's a couple countries that NinjaTrader doesn't accept. I don't know why, but Canada is not one of them. So I think there's a couple people who have issues. I have like I think people in Afghanistan. I don't know why, but yes, they're not accepting clients from Afghanistan. And I think Thailand's. I'm surprised that one was one of the companies that or one of the countries that wasn't accepted, but that's one of them. So I think Leia, you're trying to change your address to the Philippines, right? So that you can trade with me. So she's gonna figure out a way to get that going. But yes, Canada is okay. Let me see. Ryan said my boy Parker just passed his eval on that last trade. Nice, nice. Congrats, Parker. 100%, dude. Let me see over here. I'm gonna scroll up real quick and I'm gonna see what else we've got. Yeah, thanks, because I just saw the chat there. It looks like a lot of you guys took that with me. Played out perfect. Yeah, Rev said got it. Sweating because Ninja closed my positions, but Rhythmic delayed closing the entries. They would wound up closing late, but I did get it at 721. Nice work, Rev. Jarrell said algo is a real deal. Ben said congrats on the M goal. Jess Curat said your algo is beast. Definitely upgrading after this next payout. Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Kyle. Let's see. CJ said congrats, Sean. The algo said put some respect on his name. Jessica said, so this is my first day here trading with everyone. Just made a quick 1,000. Question on your algo positions at night. Does that buy sell time frame work for SPX? It seems to align today. Yes, it does. It works 24 hours. So my algo here, guys, it runs 24 hours a day. So if you want to trade at night or if you want to trade in the morning, as long as you find a trade with a high enough probability, then you're free to take it if you want to. What I've noticed and what I've seen from other people is gold is like the asset that works really well at night, right? Like Stern over here is one of the main people who trades gold, and he's been like killing it. Like he started with 500 and he's up almost 12,000 already, or he's up 12,000 already. So he started with 500 or $1,000 back on October 9th, and he's now up 12,000. That's crazy, right? I think he made like, I don't know what the math is on that, maybe like 100, more than 100%. Like, I don't know what the number is, but if you guys know the number, you guys know how to add it up because he won yesterday another 1,000 trading gold, and then he won another one right after for 700. So he's well over the 12,000 mark, maybe 13,000 so far. So yeah, if you want to trade in the afternoon or at night, I think gold might be something to look at. You could trade ES. The problem with ES is that the volatility is so low that you'd have to like really tighten your targets. Like instead of going for like 10 points, maybe go for five. You just would have to play around with the settings to find out the trade with the highest probability. Ark said I like the fact that we can go low risk and almost guarantee 400 per day. That guy did all the entries, but two and with one contract, it made 1K. Yeah. Exactly, Ark. Yeah, Nikki said the 2-to-1 is awesome. CJ said, isn't Thailand banned because the crypto fraud that was going on there? Or is that somewhere else? You might be right, CJ. I'm not sure, but you might be right. iPhone said yesterday when both trades aligned and it was perfect setup. I jacked my contract size up. Problem is I made so much money, more than 30% of my total profits, so I can't withdraw. Suffering from success. I know, iPhone. It's a good problem to have, right? Now you just got to keep trading it. Yeah. So Roosevelt said, unfortunately, man, I was trying to get paid ASAP so I can quit my overnight job. Well, if things keep playing out as they are, Roosevelt, you might be able to quit both of your jobs. So we'll keep it going. All right, guys, this candle here is going to close in about 10 seconds. We need that sell signal there to close. It's like kind of pending, so I don't know if it's going to close. I don't think it's going to. So it looks like we're not going to have an entry at 751, unfortunately. It's okay. I'm happy with my profits for the day, so I don't need to take that trade. Okay, so like I said, no sell signal here, so no entry at 751. If you guys want to take it, it's going to be a buy entry. However, looking at the statistics over here, yeah, the statistics aren't that great for a buy, guys. It shows that it won 4 out of the 9 previous buy entries, so it has a 44.44% probability. Not very high. It's not one that I'd like to take. Over here on the shorts, though, it was pretty strong. It had an 87.50% probability. It pretty much won 7 out of the 8 trades. That's a pretty nice ratio right there, right? So unfortunately, because there's no sell here, there's no entry. If you guys do want to take it, it's going to be a buy, but I don't recommend it. All right, so let's see what we got. Let's see. Alad said, I think the question about SPX regarding your daily calls, I wouldn't apply them to SPX. Yeah. So Alad over here mentioned that he wouldn't, and I agree with him. I wouldn't because they're not always moving the same exact direction, right? If you want to trade SPX, Jessica, I would recommend like getting the algo and pulling the data yourself, right? So that you can have the proper data. Because they don't always translate, right? Like let me go over here real quick and I'll put them side by side. And this isn't to discourage you from doing, if you feel in your oh, fuck, no. Damn it. So this sucks. So basically oh man, this sucks now. So right here with you guys see this pop-up right here. This pop-up is telling me that I have to register as a professional trader. This is gonna suck because I was on the professional plan, but now they're basically forcing me to, because I'm a professional trader, so I gotta pay professional pricing. They're gonna force me to upgrade to the ultimate. So I gotta pay let me see, how much is it? Damn it. The price difference is so much different. It's like such a big difference. Let me just close that window, act like I didn't see it. I'm gonna have to turn off this I'm gonna turn off this live stream. Okay, let's see. Damn, they're gonna make me register. I was trying to prolong this. Yeah, I was trying to prolong this for a while because I didn't want to upgrade. I didn't want to have to pay the where's the thing at? I swear that there was a button here that showed. Oh, there we go. So let's see Explorer plans. Fuck, they're gonna make me upgrade to freaking professional. Now I gotta pay a shit ton in like data fees now too. Yeah, so look, I was paying like 70 bucks a month. Now I gotta pay 250 almost plus tax. So I gotta upgrade to Ultimate because now I'm a professional trader. In order for me to get professional data, I have to be on Ultimate. I swear, like when you become a professional trader, they try to nickel and dime you for everything. So I'm gonna have to upgrade to this now. I've been on premium for like years, but now I'm gonna have to upgrade to this. And then my data, a lot of you guys are paying like $4 for the data. I gotta pay 700 a month just for the same data. Like the same data we're using here. I don't get anything different. I don't get better data. I just have to pay a little bit more. Not a little bit, a lot more. I don't know. It is what it is. Talanji said, suffering from success, face ass. I know. Talanji said, didn't even give you till Black Friday sales. Oh, man. Man, it sucks. All right, well, it's okay. It was bound to happen. Eventually, I was going to have to tell TradingView that I'm a professional trader now. All right, well, it's okay. Well, it looks like I'm gonna have to up the prices for the hedge fund to cover my costs. So yeah, guys, if you guys want to participate in the hedge fund, you guys can. It's just as the demand goes up, I have to charge a little more. Maria's asking, can you explain to us what happened if momentum prints in the entry signal? Um, so if momentum prints in the entry signal, Maria, you just ignore it. It's like it never happened because once you get to the entry candle, everything that matters is before that, right? So for example, over here, this entry that came up, the if there was a sell signal here, you would just ignore it because you would be identifying what the momentum was prior to the entry candle. Looks like the entry over here at 751 actually hit, guys. So if you guys took the entry here, or it's still running right now. So the 751 entry is currently running in profit. It's almost on its way there. What else do I get with Ultimate? I'm kind of curious. Okay, so I get ticks, which is cool, I guess, if I want to trade ticks. But yeah, you can see over here, ability to provide. So I can't do it on premium. It says if you qualify as a professional user, you must purchase our professional plan and market data subscription. So I can't buy that unless I'm in Ultimate. That's why they forced me to do this because they basically want you to pay the highest price for like literally everything. Oh, full TP. All right, so if you guys took that 751 entry, yeah, that's crazy, guys. Look at the stats for this date. Again, it's 5 back-to-back wins. Man, what a crazy week it's been, guys. Crazy good week. Not in a bad way, but a crazy good week. So another 10-hour day today. Jeez. So I was looking for a sell here, but the buy here still played out because that was the entry, right? It was with momentum. We had a bullish momentum right here. So the buy would have been taken on that candle and it went straight to target. Yeah, D said 700 is criminal. I know, right? 700 for data and I'm not getting better data. If I was getting better data, like better executions and stuff like that, then fine, I'll pay 1,000 a month for it. I'll pay 2,000 a month for it. If I got better data, like if I wouldn't get these connection loss and all that stuff, I'd pay so much more for it. But the thing is, I'm not getting anything better. It's just you pay the professional price. CJ said if more money, more problems was a person, you can get that back in one trade with the algo though. Exactly. Maria said open trading boots your wife. That's exactly what I was thinking about doing, Maria. The thing is I already paid for so the thing is I have like 10 years of data or 10 years of subscriptions with TradingView because every Black Friday I just renew it for 2 years. So I have like a bunch of lingering um lingering so I can't like transfer it to another account unfortunately. Or maybe I could. I'll ask them. All right, so other than that, guys, let's see what else we got over here. Yeah, Jesus said expense that on your taxes. Yeah, it's going to be written off anyway, so it's not a big deal, guys. I'm paying the premium, but it's going to be written off because it's a business expense. So not really a big deal. Yeah, Sam said just increase your rate by 1% for the hedge fund. You're going to make money for clients anyways, and you can claim the tax return. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. So it's not an end all. Like my world isn't going to end here because I'm paying extra for everything. It's it's got to find a way around it. All right, for show, looks like my thing is updated finally. Okay, so here my trader sync has finally updated, guys. Let me I actually gotta update one more. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hop into the chat. I'm just gonna finish my trader sync update here. I'm gonna add my personal account on here as well. This one shouldn't take too long, it's just one account. I mean, I'd be surprised if this thing takes longer than it would for my other accounts. But amazing day, guys. Amazing day. I'm super happy for you guys that have passed your eval. This is just proof of concept that like if you guys just follow me, and for those of you who stayed with me for over the years, you guys are really reaping the benefits now because literally everybody's passing their evals, everyone's getting funded, everyone's making profit. If you guys have profit to share, I think a lot of you guys here are sharing profits. Yeah, so Emily over here locked in 2,000 for the day. Amazing work right there, Emily. Emily just joined in too, so she's been killing it. Today she made 2,000. I think yesterday she made a pretty good amount too. She made 2,000 every day she takes one trade with us here, she locks in 4,000. So for this week so far, it looks like Emily's up almost 10,000. That's crazy. 5,000 on Monday, it looks like. Yeah, she's been on fire. Emily made 5,000 on Monday. She made 2,000 yesterday, and then she made 2,000 today. Amazing work, guys. Always love to see you guys killing it. I mean, you guys see me killing it, so it's no surprise. But Martha over here as well, 323. You basically made your money's worth, Martha, after signing back up. So I'm glad to see Martha's back in the group as well. PTF over here on his way. He's only like one more trade away from passing his 300K eval. Great work right there. And yes, Emily over here just passed your eval. Thanks a lot, Sean. Yeah, definitely, Emily. Super, super excited and happy for you guys. Yeah, I mean, it's only up from here, guys. So for those of you who continue to follow me, thank you for that. Um, it's crazy. We only still have like 30 people watching the live streams, like 30 or 40 people watching the live stream. So it's crazy because you guys are really getting the bulk of the benefit for being here. Obviously I'm not trying to grow the channel anymore. I'd rather just keep this exclusive between us here. Between us and mutual friends, of course. If you guys know friends who want to participate, you can invite them over. But I'm not putting this out to the public. Feels like everything is kind of coming full circle now. It's pretty amazing. But yeah, there's no other entries here after 8 o'clock, guys. I don't really look after 8 o'clock. What I'm going to do now is well, my trader sync is still updating. I don't know why is it taking so long. It's just one account. Refresh this. Okay, it's got my trades right there. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just going to reorganize stuff here because it's it's double logged my entries. It's not a big deal, but what I have to do is I have to go in and I have to shut off a couple of accounts that are linking on here because it's gonna show that I took like 1,000 trades or whatever, which I didn't. Super, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna give it a second. It's updating my personal account, and when it does that, it pretty much recopies the trade over again. Well, I didn't delete, but I turned off my accounts and now it's putting them back on. All right. It's basically regrouping all my orders here. Damn, it's crazy. So it's showing here that I took, I mean, I'm pretty sure I didn't take that many trades, but it's showing that I took 1,368 orders from October. I think it's doubled up though. I think it's, oh, this is not right for sure. That's for sure not right. Okay, guys, I'm gonna step away for 1 second and then I'll be right back. Step away for 1 second. All right, guys, I'm back. So we got Lila's profits over here. Nice work. Lila's been on fire too. So we've had a pretty good amount of people here who have killed it. Jarrell here just passed 5 evals, so great work to Jarrell there. 5 funded accounts. Let's see what else I got here. Lila said 700 is my monthly water bill. That's crazy. It's a crazy water bill. Ryan said good stuff today. 2,500 till he passes eval, so hopefully tomorrow he's done. Nice. Yeah, you should be done by then. Michael's asking why was a 751 a buy rather than a sell? Wasn't momentum down? No, momentum here was up. So we had a buy momentum right here, Michael. If we had a sell momentum, then yes, it would be a sell, but there's a buy momentum here. There's no sell signal which came up. I was looking for the sell signal, but there just wasn't one there. So here is Lila's profits. I'm going to go and put it in the Discord real quick as we continue to wait for this here to update my trader sync. So Lila's been on fire too. If you look at Lila's profits, she posts her profits pretty much every day. She locked in 1,256 for the day. Oops. And then yesterday, Lila locked in 1,110. And the day before that, Lila locked in 1,900. So basically every day Lila's locking in like about 1,000 and 2,000. So amazing work right there. And then we also have Jarrell here. He has 5 funded accounts now with Apex. He locked in about 1,000 per account. So amazing work, guys. Happy to see you guys here profiting and being consistent. And now I just need to check my trader sync. Let's see, is it finally done updating? Okay, finally it is done. So let me go and just update this real quick so I can show you guys my totals. I'm really excited to see the totals, to see that actual 1 mil in my profits. Yeah, let's see, I'm gonna update this real quick. See, I don't know what happened here. Like for some reason, it shows that I have a $10,000 loss, which I definitely did not have a $10,000 loss. Like, I don't even know how that's even possible. I don't know. TraderSync trips me out sometimes. It says I have a $4,200 loss on one trade. I've never had that much because I would have, it just wouldn't happen. Like, I don't know where TraderSync is getting these numbers from. It always trips me out how this kind of populates on my thing. Okay, here I've fixed that there. We have to fix a couple more here. Yeah, I don't know how these trades are populating, but it says that I lost trades like last Friday, but I didn't lose anything because we didn't even trade last Friday. Or no, we did, but there was no losses. All right. All right, I got one more report here to confirm. All right, so I made 32,000 today. Not bad. That's kind of what we expected. Um, let's got to do another update here just to remove the double accounts. I think we might be good. I gotta go get my daughter right now. I could hear her playing in the background. You guys will see her right now. Let's gotta finish this real quick. Yeah, my daughter, she started rolling around, so I could hear her rolling around in her crib, making like little noises here and there. Okay, I think we're good. So let me go ahead and just update this real quick. Sorry guys, I'm just doing this stuff behind the scenes because I just made my goal. So I'm looking over here at the total. I just made the goal, which is perfectly fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and drag this over now. All right, guys, so here are my profits for the day. You guys can see my total profits on my screen, of course, per account, and it doesn't have all the accounts listed, so I actually made a little more. I'm currently up 32,020 for the day. We took one trade. You can see here 41 trades. For the week, I'm up 74,450. For the month so far, I'm up 401,370. And for the year so far, I have hit my goal of 1,017,025. We've been on a pretty solid. So I started using the algo here on October, basically September 29th, and we've been on a rip. It's been ripping crazy. My net isn't at a million, but the gross is at a million. So hopefully by the end of the year, my net will catch up. This is based off fees and commissions and whatnot, but that's kind of where I'm at. So we reached that goal, guys. Crazy work here, and you guys were with me. You guys are with me from the start. The thing is, I trade live every day. So every single trade here from January 2nd till today, we started on January 2nd. I was like, oh, this would be cool for me to reach a million for this year. And we actually did it. Took a couple months, but we actually did it. And now that we have the hedge fund, I'm actually going to be, the crazy thing is the profits are going to like multiply like times 100. So next goal is to double this 2 million and then double that and double that and double that. But now that I have more accounts, it's going to multiply pretty quickly. So I'm really excited for that, guys. But yeah, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. CJ said we're really making money like this is like this in the midst of a government shutdown. This is amazing. Yeah, it is it's pretty exciting. So let me step away one second, guys, and then let me grab my daughter. Oh man, your hair is all messed up. Your mom's gonna kill me. All right, say hello to your fans, baby girl. Look at our gains for the day, baby girl. Oh my gosh, look at this. We are up. Hit her goal, baby. 1 milli. Yeah. Yeah, guys, here's my daughter Alina for those of you who have not met her. She's gonna be continuing this, so like I'm gonna make sure she's good at math so she can be a quant trader like us and just improve our algo. And she loves looking at the charts because it's so bright. But yeah, guys, let me see if there's any more questions here before we get off. But yeah, this is Alina's playtime. Once it hits 8 o'clock, she knows. She doesn't miss it. Oh my gosh. If you guys are, well, you guys probably don't get it from me, but if anybody gets like a weird text message from me, it's from Alina because she's always playing with my Apple Watch and sending text messages to people. So thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks, Lila. Thanks, Emily. Thanks, Nedra. Thanks, Patricia. Thanks, guys. Yeah, Talanji said never saw this coming when we were doing zone to zone forex trades. Congrats, bro. I know. I never thought we'd turn into quant traders, right? I never like I always thought it was cool to be, quant trading, but I never really thought like, oh, one day we'll be quant traders or we'll be trading like quant style. And this is pretty crazy. I mean, it's pretty accurate, it's pretty on point, and the thing is like it works. So that's the main thing, right? That it works. So yeah. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, Patricia said it's a clone of you, Sean. I know it's literally a mini me. She looks just like me. It's funny because even my wife, she's like, man, it's crazy like how genetics work. If you guys saw a baby picture of me, like we literally look like twins. I looked exactly like her when I was a baby. Thanks, Rev. Um, but yeah, guys, I think that's it with the questions. Yeah. You guys can hear. Yeah, she's ready to change into her outfit. I usually have daddy duties in the morning. My wife goes to the gym like right now. So I gotta change Alina and play with her for the next couple hours before my wife gets back. But yeah, Rev said quant trading is easier than trying to find all the different strategies for sure. And CJ said, another thing that surprises me about the algo is that it marks reversals perfectly almost every time. Yeah, and it's super useful, right? Super useful and super accurate with identifying reversals and continuations. Hey, Jonathan, yeah, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. All right, so it looks like majority of you guys are here logging off. You guys just kind of waited for Alina to get on the screen, but which I'm appreciative of. But yeah, guys, again, if you guys are new here or if you guys are not new here and you guys want me to trade for you, the hedge fund is open to the public. Just go to the website. It's kodikaicapital.com. Again, kodikaicapital.com. I'm mainly going to be pushing for this now. I'm not really pushing the original website because I'm not teaching as much. If you guys are part of the group and you guys want access to the algo to trade for yourself, you guys can still get access to it. Just go to the website, Kodi Kai Trades. Click Kodi Kai Trading Strategies right here. This is only pretty much open to people who've been around, right? For new people, it's not probably not going to be open to you because I'm not going to be teaching it. But if you guys have been around, you guys know what we're doing here, and you guys just want access to the algo, you guys can get access to it. It's just a heads up. Price did go up because we're trying to limit this, and price is probably going to go up even more because we don't want so many people using the algo. So just keep that in mind, guys. But all right, I think that might be it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. I'll probably be around a little later. I'm gonna be with Alina for like the next probably until like 1 o'clock my time. So for the next 3, 4 hours, I won't be able to respond to people. But after that, I will be on Discord. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and we'll continue on with this week tomorrow morning. So, all right, guys, I'll see you guys.